Good day, and thank you for watching. If you are going through a high conflict divorce in California, there is one reality you need to understand right away. The emotional side of the case can quickly begin controlling the legal side. And when that happens, people often make decisions that hurt them financially, emotionally, and strategically. Let's start with the basics. A high conflict divorce usually involves intense disagreements over custody, support, property, communication, or control. And unlike lower conflict cases, these disputes often continue long after separation. Now, here's the key. High conflict cases are not won through emotion. They are managed through strategy, documentation, and consistency. Now, here's where many people make a mistake. They react emotionally to every message, every accusation, every social media post. And over time, that constant reaction creates more conflict instead of less. Now, let's talk about communication. In high conflict cases, written communication may eventually become evidence. Texts, emails, parenting app messages, all of it matters. That means emotional outbursts, insults, sarcasm, or threats can become part of the court record. Now, let's discuss another issue. Social media. Many people underestimate how damaging social media can become during divorce litigation. Posts about spending, relationships, vacations, partying, or even indirect comments about the other spouse may be used in court. And deleted posts are not always truly gone. Now, let's talk about children. One of the biggest mistakes in high conflict divorces is involving children in adult disputes. Children should not become messengers, investigators, or emotional support systems for parents. Courts often pay close attention to whether one parent is attempting to alienate the child from the other parent. Now let's discuss financial issues. In high conflict divorces, disputes about money often escalate quickly. Hidden accounts, business income, property disagreements, spending accusations. Documentation becomes critical. Tax returns, bank records, credit card statements, financial transparency matters. Now, here's another important point. Temporary orders often shape the case moving forward. Temporary custody, temporary support, use of the home. These early decisions can influence long term outcomes. Now, let's talk about unrealistic expectations. Some people approach divorce determined to win everything. But family court is not designed around punishment or revenge. It is designed around legal standards and equitable outcomes. Now, let's discuss another common mistake: constant litigation. Filing repeated motions over minor disputes can increase costs, increase stress, and sometimes damage credibility. Not every disagreement requires a courtroom battle. Now let's talk about strategy. The strongest position in high conflict divorce often comes from organization and consistency. Document facts, maintain stable routines, communicate clearly, and focus on long term goals rather than short term emotional victories. Now let's discuss support systems. High conflict divorce is emotionally exhausting, and emotional exhaustion can affect judgment. That's why maintaining support, structure, and perspective matters during the process. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. A divorce case eventually ends, but the effects of your decisions during the process can last much longer, especially when children are involved. Finally, let's talk about expectations. High conflict cases are rarely resolved quickly. They often require patience, careful planning, and emotional discipline. But understanding the process helps reduce unnecessary mistakes. In conclusion, high conflict divorce in California is not just about legal disputes. It is about managing emotion, communication, and strategy under pressure. And the choices you make during the process can significantly affect the outcome. If you are facing a high conflict divorce or custody dispute, understanding the legal and practical realities is critical. Call us at 888 I'm Vince Davis, and we are all in this together.